So Dionne Warwick, legendary, recently sat down with Essence magazine and they asked her a few questions, darling. You know, pertaining to all kinds of things, life, how she's doing, and do she feel like there's any legendary or iconic artists of today in today's time? And here's a little clip of what she said. I do not own the rights to this, and shouts out to the impressive channel. Y'all are amazing.
Do we have classics?
Not yet. That's a long way to go. I mean, when you speak of folks who have been in the industry recording for as long as I have, and my peers, you know, when you these babies, and that's what I call them, who are approaching maybe 20 years, maybe, which is kind of amusing to me because I'm certain that none of them thought they would even last that long. But since they have, when they get into the 50s and 60-year range, that's when you can start saying, well, maybe there's a classic hidden somewhere amongst them. But at this very moment, I don't see it. Yeah, I just don't. I certainly appreciate the fact that the youngsters are doing it. I mean, they are doing it. I'm very proud of that. I have an admiration for Beyonce Knowles, Carter now. Watching her growth has been quite refreshing. It was wonderful to see how she's been able to create what and who she wanted to be and who she is. Very proud of that. I really am. Now, sustaining and becoming the icon that a Gladys Knight or Patti LaBelle or Johnny Mathis or Frank Sinatra or Sammy Davis Jr. is, I doubt. I really do. And I love her to death. You know, and like I said, I appreciate her talent. But that iconic status that I just mentioned before, those names, the long road off. A lot of the stuff I'm hearing today, that's why I don't listen to radio. I listen to my peers on my CDs in my car.
Me too.
You know, I'm not hearing that. I don't know if 10 years from now anybody can actually sing the songs of our babies today. And that's not, as you guys say, throwing shade. You know, that's just looking at it with reality. You still hear I say a little prayer. You still hear Walk On By. You still hear Don't Make Me Over. You still hear every single record that I've heard before. That's how you hold up.
That's what friends are for.
Now, when I heard...
Child. Spoken from the legends. See, a lot of times when people of today, I guess like myself, you know, younger people or whatever, I'm not that young, but I guess to, you know, a lot of people I'm young. I'm 29. Lord knows I don't feel it, my God. But sometimes I wake up and I just be like, well, my God. My mom always said, though, after 25, you start to feel pains and things anyway. And she wasn't lying, child, especially if you work hard. But anyway, what I was going to say is sometimes when people around in my age group or younger say things like this, people think that you're hating. You know, like Miss Dionne said, throwing shade. First of all, if you guys laughed while I had this in my mouth, all of y'all are going to hell. First of all, yeah, you're going down. You just got to. But anyway, you know. Anyway, you know, but that's just the culture that we live in. There was multiple people, you know, going by as the video was playing. You know, what do I want to say? Because of how I grew up with an older mother. My mother was either 36 or 37 when she had me. I'm the only child. And I'm 29 now, so my mom is like, I think she's 66, I believe. And I have 3 aunts. One of my aunts, my mom's oldest sister, she's 72. No, she's 76. Excuse me. She's 10 years older than my mom. My mama's 66. And then my mom has two younger sisters. They're stair steps. Mom is 66. My aunt Brenda is 65, and my aunt Frida is 64. Shouts out to my aunt Frida and David. Hope y'all doing all right. I love y'all so much. I love all my aunts. My aunt Lily too, my oldest aunt. My entire family. I love you guys to pieces. Okay, anyway. I said that because the kind of music I grew up on was music in the era of Dionne Warwick. Was 60s, 70s, 80s R&B music. Thankfully, I grew up in 1989 where I still could experience, a childhood that did not require being on the phone all day. There was no Facebook. I didn't, there was no Instagram. There wasn't even a MySpace. There was none of that. And so I was able to grow up with the greats. So those are my references. People like a Dionne Warwick, people like a Patti LaBelle, a Gladys Knight, a Luther Vandross, Aretha Franklin, a Tina Marie, a Roberta Flack, Shirley Murdoch, Betty Wright, Stevie Wonder, Mariah Carey. I grew up with those kind of people. And when you think about like a lot of these singing shows, which I hope to be on one day, when you think about a lot of these singing shows and a lot of things, they always have a week where they do a music of like older songs. Or a lot of times people end up singing older songs because those are the classics. Those songs are the staple in a lot of our lives. My mama, she used to, Saturday, we always clean up on Saturday back in the hood. And, she would just put on some old jams. She would put on the Emotions. She would put on the Manhattans, the Shy-Lights, the Commodores, Cheryl, Lynn. These are the songs that shaped my love of music and ultimately shaped the world's music, because all types of music, all of it comes from black people. All of it, even rock and roll, even country, all of that comes from black folks. And so those the music of today is nothing, most of it anyway, is nothing but remixed and remastered and chopped and screwed versions of music back in the day. Not all of it, but most of it. And so I say, while I listen to the remix, unless the remix is actually better than the original song, but in most cases, while I listen to the remix, you could just listen to the original artist. Half the time it's better anyway, There's so many factors that go into what Dionne Warwick said. For people actually singing, like singing down. We have a few people that sing down today, but those few amazing vocalists, like a Luke James, like a Fantasia, like a Jennifer Hudson, like a Melanie Fiona, I can go on and on. So many people on these music shows, they don't get the proper shine, like the artist that's up there doo-wop pop popping, or the artist that has that particular look, and everybody knows what the look is, that has that look that's up there doing their thing. So it's all kinds of ways to think about this, but ultimately, in my opinion, Miss Dionne Warwick is correct. Now, I will say this, as far as Beyonce, I think that Beyonce is an icon. I think that Beyonce is an incredible artist. But to me, there's a difference between an icon and a legend. I've never considered Beyonce a legend. My peers have, I'm in, multiple groups on Facebook, etc., just having conversations with friends. they all claim Beyonce as you know, a legend. Most of them claim Beyonce as a legend. But when I still have people walking this earth, like a Janet, you know, like a Dionne, and God rest so many, the ones that have passed, like a, you know, so many artists have passed. I'm not even gonna get on that, but if as long as we still have those kind of people walking this earth, a Stevie Wonder, you know, like what am I thinking of? You know, just so many. Steven Tyler, like Elton John. Like, we have all these people still walking this earth who created and shaped music and performing and true artistry, so that the people of today can have a stage to stand on, and who dealt with all kind of crazy racism and getting put out clubs and having to go through the back door to enter clubs to get on stage and perform to crowds because they were black. You know, like, as long as those people are still here on earth, I cannot call the artists of today legends. I cannot. That's in my opinion paying it's playing a disjustice to the artists that have paved the way, if that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, and like she said, a lot of the songs of today, are they going to, these artists of today, are we going to be singing their songs from years and years from now? I mean, maybe they're hits, you know, they're more known songs, maybe the singles they put out, maybe, you know. But if you talk to a person that's between the ages of, I would say, 15 to, I guess, 25 or so, would those people probably say that Beyonce is a legend? Yeah, probably. And you can't blame them. Like I said, Beyonce is fantastic. I appreciate everything that Beyonce is, and I appreciate everything that woman has done. But would there be a Beyonce without a Janet Jackson, without a Michael Jackson, without a Mariah Carey? You know, would there be a Beyonce without those, a Madonna? Like, would it be a Beyonce without that person? You know, somebody always has somebody to look up to, you know? Even the artists way back then, they had to have somebody to inspire, to look up to. Some of them. Unless you are like one of the pioneers. Such, you know, one of the few people that started this whole thing. You know, like a Lena Horne, and, you know, all those people. Like, unless you were one of the first people to do it, one of the Aretha Franklin, one of the first people to break down doors, you know, you always had somebody to look up to. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. I'm not trying to disrespect nobody, take away nobody's artistry or nothing. Because I'm not even in the music industry. I hope to be. But I'm not even in the music industry, and I have people that, you know, like, kind of discredit me or talk about me and say that I can't really sing and all kinds of stuff. It's definitely difficult to hear. So, you know, I don't want to, like, be rude or disrespectful or anything. And honestly, I can't. You can't disrespect somebody like a Beyonce. She's incredible. She is incredible, and she is an icon, in my opinion, of today. Now, the kids will say that she's a legend because that's all they know. You know, you ask people, like who's considered an older artist, I guess, and you know, you would ask people who are younger, you would ask them, what's your favorite Mariah Carey song? They would say, We Belong Together. And I'm like, okay, We Belong Together is a great song. I believe it's her most successful song. But do you not know that this woman has put out 14 other albums before Emancipation of Mimi? Like, you know, we live in such a fast-paced world that a lot of times people are not willing to do their homework because they don't care. No, you know, nobody cares about anything. So, with all that said, I agree with what Miss Dionne Warwick is saying. And also, she's like I said, she's from a different generation, so a lot of people wouldn't get it. A lot of people wouldn't understand. It's just it's just somebody old, just being old and making comments. But that woman has stood the test of time, and artists such as her being in the music industry for 60 years. I mean, how many people can say that? You know, she helped shape music. She is in an elite group of pioneers that changed the game for all of us. And so, you know, why would you look up to somebody younger than you when that younger person is inspired by you? You're not inspired by them. You came after me. What you mean? So, I mean, I get it. You know, with all due respect to all the artists of today, there is a lot of incredible artists of today. But will we know their music 20 years from now? Especially being in this fast-paced world and how quickly people get tired of hearing stuff and hearing the same songs, etc. Will we know? Does Beyonce have, when you sit back and think about it, like for real, out of the 6 solo albums Beyonce have had, 5 or 6, and include Destiny's Child as well, does Beyonce have like legendary songs, like that you could really just be like, oh my gosh, this song is legendary? My favorite Beyonce album is 4. It's an incredible album. I love it. You know, now I might think that a song is really great. It's a great piece of work, but does that mean the large majority of the world thinks that? I mean, they may, because she's a big superstar, but mainly the people that's just going to be ranting and raving is the people that's her diehard fans. So yeah, when you sit back and think about the top artists of today, do they have like legendary songs that people will play, that will go down in history as one of the best songs ever made? Maybe not. I don't know. I guess that's just up to the person to decide, you know. But hey, with that said, Dionne Warwick just spoke about something that I talk about just all the time, and that multiple people, you know, that you know are into the legends and the real artistry and just incredible bodies of work, you know, real musicians, real, you know, voices, real songwriters, real, you know, everything. But, you know, like I said, even though I'm young, I come from a different generation, you know, music-wise. Hell, I still got a boombox back there. I still play my CDs. You know, even though I have the, you know, the iTunes and the Spotify and you know, all the moments, I still play my albums on my boombox. I just do. It's just something about having that hard copy. It's just something about flipping through those pictures, even though you flip through them 1,000 times, you know, trying to learn the lyrics and stuff, but you could easily just, you know, Google it and all. But why? You know, it's just like, it means something. It means more to me than something so, you know, disposable. Like, you know, it's just music on a phone or so, you know? It's just like, you know, it's more personal to me. So, anyway, I just want to come on here and talk about that. Y'all, hope y'all having a good day. Hope you have a good night, afternoon, whenever the hell you're watching this video. With that said, I'm Mr. Chalaki. Mr. Chalaki on Google Plus. Follow me at It's Kingsworld on Instagram and Twitter. At It's Kingsworld89 on Snapchat. Chase King on Facebook. Mr. Chalaki on Cash App and PayPal. Run me my money or run me my fade. Run me my money the way I get paid. Stay black, stay tuned, and make sure you guys leave a comment in the comment section as we talk about it. All right? See you guys later.